One of the quieter changes that happens in this season of life is how you relate to being human. Not as an idea, as an experience. For a long time, being human may have felt like something to manage. You managed your emotions. You managed your reactions. You managed how much of yourself was acceptable to show. Even growth sometimes became another way of managing humanity. You learned how to observe your feelings, name them, work through them. That was useful. But over time, something begins to soften. You stop trying to stand slightly outside your own experience. You stop trying to be better than what's happening. This episode is about that return. Not a return to who you were before, but a return to being inside your own life. You may notice this when emotion shows up. Sadness appears, irritation appears, joy appears, and instead of immediately analyzing it, you feel it. Not dramatically, not indulgently, simply as part of being here. Earlier, emotion often felt like something you needed to handle well. You wanted to respond appropriately. You wanted to be aware without being reactive. So you watched yourself closely. Now that watching loosens. You still notice what's happening, but you're not standing at a distance from it. You're inside it. This doesn't mean emotion takes over. It means emotion doesn't have to justify itself. You don't ask what it's teaching you. You don't ask how long it should last. You let it move. Being human again often means allowing inconsistency. Some days you feel steady. Other days you don't. Some days you're patient. Other days you're not. Earlier, inconsistency felt like a problem. It meant you weren't integrating fast enough, or you hadn't learned the lesson yet. Now, inconsistency feels normal, not a sign of failure, just a reflection of being alive. This can feel like a relief. You stop holding yourself to an internal standard of coherence. You don't need to make sense all the time. You're allowed to be contradictory, tired and hopeful, calm and unsettled. None of that needs to be resolved. Being human again also changes how you relate to mistakes. Before, mistakes carried meaning. They said something about your awareness, your growth, your progress. Now, mistakes are just part of movement. You notice them, you adjust. They don't collapse anything. You don't turn them into evidence. This makes learning quieter, less self-conscious, more direct. You also may notice this shift in how you speak. You don't carefully curate every sentence. You don't pre-edit yourself internally. You say what's true enough for the moment. And if it wasn't perfect, it doesn't linger. You don't replay conversations looking for what you should have said differently. You let them pass. This doesn't make you careless. It makes you present. Being human again often includes letting yourself be affected. You're not trying to stay centered at all costs. If something moves you, it moves you. If something hurts, it hurts. You don't immediately step back into observer mode. You stay with the experience. That staying doesn't trap you. It allows things to complete. Earlier, distance was safety. Now, presence is. This presence isn't intense. It's ordinary. You're not trying to transcend your reactions. You're letting them happen without judgment. Being human again also softens how you relate to others. You don't need to show up as the stable one, the aware one, the composed one. You show up as you are. Sometimes that's open. Sometimes that's quiet. Sometimes that's a little messy. You don't apologize for that. You don't dramatize it either. You let it be seen or not seen depending on the moment. This makes connection feel more honest, less performative. You're not using awareness as a shield. You're using it as space. This episode isn't suggesting you abandon discernment. You still have boundaries. You still take care of yourself. But care no longer looks like constant self-monitoring. It looks like allowing yourself to be real. Being human again also changes how you relate to spiritual language. You may notice you use less of it, not because it was wrong, but because it's no longer necessary. You don't need to frame everything in terms of growth or insight. Life doesn't need translation. It's happening, and you're in it. This can feel grounding. You stop hovering above experience. You stop trying to understand yourself from the outside. You live from the inside, This season isn't about undoing what you've learned. It's about letting it settle into something livable. Awareness that can sit at the dinner table, that can feel frustration, that can feel joy without explaining it. Awareness that doesn't need to be named. Being human again doesn't mean losing clarity. It means clarity no longer requires distance. You can see what's happening while being part of it. That's not regression, it's integration. If you're listening to this and noticing that you feel more ordinary lately, less elevated, less concerned with how things look from the outside, you're not losing something. You're coming home to something simpler, something more durable. If these reflections help you feel more at ease with being exactly as you are, you're welcome to stay with the season as it continues. Liking the video helps it reach others who may be quietly letting go of the need to manage themselves. If someone you care about seems tired of trying to be better all the time, you're welcome to share this with them, only if it feels right. Being human doesn't need improvement. It needs permission, and you're already living it.